Today we're having a look at some of the different barrels that we use and chatting about barrels in general. So here we use a mix of French and American. With the wines that we produce here, certain of the wines tend to prefer the American oak. We can produce some quite powerful wines at times, and they seem to sit really nicely, the Shiraz, with American oak at times. With the more elegant wines, we'll put those in our higher end wines into the French oak barrels. And for the French oak, we use 500 litre. So it's a lower wood to wine ratio, but we still get that wonderful micro-oxygenation, which is very, very gentle on the wines and just helps to soften them in a beautifully gentle way. So with the American, as with the French, you get oak from different parts of the country. So you can see here at the moment we're represented by Minnesota. We have Virginia. I especially like the Virginia barrels. They tend to have more of a subtle effect on the wines. The Minnesota tend to be a little bit more aggressive and powerful, but that works with some of our wines as well. And you can see these ones are 300 litres compared to the 500 litres. So a higher wood to wine ratio, which means we're getting more oak influence in the wine. So we've spoken about country, French and American. There's other countries in the world that make barrels, but the two most famous are the French and the American, the most used. So we then move down to the different locations, and then there's some very famous forests in France for producing the oak trees. So ours tend to come from Allier, but there's Vosges, Nevers, a number of places very famous for producing top quality oak for oak barrels. So once you've got that, you can then also choose the toasting. So it's plain wood on the outside, but inside the barrels generally are toasted. So fired over an open fire, and they're fired to a certain level. It's a very old and very intricate and very fantastic art. It's wonderful to watch these barrels actually being toasted by someone who knows what they're doing. And so you can choose the toasting level. So you can go for no toast if you want it, light toast, medium plus, and heavy toast. And what we also have here is a toasted head. So generally the barrel, the circular part will be the part that's toasted. But if you want extra toasting with the two heads, you can request that, and that's where we've got the toasted head coming in here. So we've got a medium toast plus with toasted head. And then here we've just got a medium toast. So the heads on this one aren't toasted. So that again will have an influence on the wine, because as the fire burns the oak, it produces a number of very specific compounds, and those compounds will then find their way into the wine and tend to add a little bit more of a smoky charred character to the wine, which can be really attractive depending on the wine you're producing.